Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord, and welcome to yet another installment of my SeetherTalks series, episode 12. First of all, I want to get out of the way that I apologize for my extreme absence in making videos. I've only really uploaded like 2 videos within the past 3 weeks. The reason as to why that is because I just finished up my high school career. I actually have my high school graduation tomorrow, so I've just been extremely busy with getting all that situated and also getting my job and also getting my new potential job that could be coming in soon as well. So I just want to clear that out of the way. I've got all that taken care of, so there's going to be definitely a more array of more videos, hopefully, for you guys to watch. So I apologize for that. I just want you guys to know that. So today on Seether Talks, I'm going to be discussing a part of the furry fandom that I noticed is kind of reminiscing a little bit and kind of making its way and creeping it in slightly, but also the topic of what it is actually really controversial, so I gotta be really careful with what I say involving this and such. And that subject is known as Otherkin. Now, if you did not know of what an Otherkin is, based off of what the Wikipedia definition of an Otherkin it is, Otherkin are a subcultural community of people who socially identify as partially or entirely non-human. Some of them surmise that they are either spiritually or genetically not human. However, this claim is unsubstantiated. This is explained by some members of the Otherkin community as possible through reincarnation, having a non-human soul, ancestry, or symbolic metaphor. So to basically summarize that quickly, it's pretty much just saying Otherkin are people that to an extent or fully don't identify as human, as being a part of like a different type of animal and such. And I even hear until some extent, some people who are Otherkin also identify as non-human things that aren't animals, be it like characters and such. But that's just based off of word of mouth from what I hear. Now, I quickly want to get out of the way before I start this is that I am not a religious person in any way. I don't believe in a god or gods. I don't believe in the concept of heaven or hell. And I also don't believe in the concept of spirituality or spirits and such. But just because I believe that doesn't mean I have a problem with anyone else who has differentiating belief on religion than me. As long as you're not harming anybody or as long as you're not going to be a jerk about it, I don't have any real problem with you having a different opinion as me, as long as that doesn't like affect my friendship with you. But now that I got that out of the way, I'm really going to explain a reason as to why I'm really connecting this to the furry community is because, in my opinion, I do really see the Otherkin community and the furry community get mixed up by some people that aren't within either of those communities, which I hear some people say when they see both of them, they think they're the same. And I think obviously the reason why is because, Otherkin are people that are interested in, the belief or concept that they're not partially human or completely not human and they're part animal, and then furries are people that like make pretend of animals and such.
A furry smells like death because they've been in that suit for 5 days at a convention, and the internal temperature in that motherfucker is equal to the same temperature your oven would be at if you wanted to cook a pizza. An Otherkin drags their ass on the ground rather than using toilet paper. A furry will drink far too much alcohol and then nearly die of dehydration when they yiff themselves into a coma in the hotel room later that night. An Otherkin will piss on their mother's azalea bushes so the other dogs in the neighborhood know who the fucking alpha male is.
I have heard of people within the furry community that do have strong Otherkin beliefs and some that have slightly decent ones, but that's just off of word of mouth that I've heard of certain furries, which I'm going to keep private of whose names are because of the fact I don't want to give out private information and such of other people. But I can see how, like, when it comes to the way that the Otherkin community reacts and how it also integrates with the furry community, a lot of people might think that, oh, if Otherkin people act this way, then furries must act this way as well. And that's just based off of plain ignorance of, like, the differentiation between the two. And once again, I'm going to go into the fact that because I'm not a religious person, I don't believe in spirits, I don't think that Otherkin is really something I would believe in being a possibility. That's just me, but if you disagree, that's fine. But when it also comes to like how the Otherkin community reacts, I've heard of certain YouTubers or people who discuss Otherkin get really heavily criticized by the Otherkin community. One prime example is known as TJ Kirk, a YouTuber who got a lot of criticism for a video he made on Otherkin and had a huge amount of backlash, which I'll show right here.
Now, maybe in a week or so, I'll make the follow-up video where we actually look at some of these specific fucks and make fun of them. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out! And ever since that announcement that I would be looking through Otherkin blogs and finding fodder to make fun of, the Otherkin community has exploded with outrage. This is a post with 10,000 notes. This is a post with 4,000 notes. Both of them warning people to shut down their blogs, password protect their blogs. block the Amazing Atheist from viewing them, block anyone who is associated with the Amazing Atheist from viewing them.
And once again, that is kind of reminiscent as to how certain furries react to criticism towards them, which can kind of be similar in Otherkin, but in my personal opinion, I see Otherkin being a little bit more on the extreme side based off of what I've seen how they've reacted to big names like TJ Kirk on YouTube has made about them. And one last time to really like close this up, involving my last opinion on this is what, when it comes to Otherkin, you know, I find it, you know, a little bit more on the extreme side personally of believing that you're part animal and such. Even though I'm a furry, I mostly think of being a furry, like with having my persona be a wolf, that it's just more so a pretend thing, and it's not actually something that's part of me. Like, I know I'm a human at the end of the day, I know I got bills to pay and such, and I'm not saying that all Otherkin don't pay their bills, it's just I noticed that some of them have a really extreme sides to where like they don't pay their bills, they don't do things that you're supposed to do when you're an adult, or as all human adults have to do, and mostly it's just unproductive and it's wasteful of resources. But once again, it makes it a little bit concerning when seeing that how people mix the Otherkin community with the furry community, when the Otherkin community is way more on the extreme side, in my opinion, in terms of like handling criticism and such, in terms of drama as well, than the furry community, and having people mix them both together can really be a detriment to the furry community as well. But that's all I really have left to say about the Otherkin community and being involved with the furry community. I also want to clear out of the way again that if you're Otherkin, that's completely fine by me, even though I personally disagree with you. I don't have any problem with you being into that personally. Just also know that when it comes to criticism of that, just handle it as mature as you can be, because usually you make your community or group seem less serious when you react, not as, you know, professional as you can be. And that closes up the SeetherTalks video for today. Sorry again for there not being an episode of this for a while. I've just had to clear up a lot of personal stuff in my personal life, and now that that's out of the way, I promise you there's going to be way more videos of this, as well as other more, you know, every other day uploads from my channel. I promise you of that. And one last thing I want to clear out of the way, I'm actually halfway done with doing my Let's Play of Super Mario 64 on my gaming channel known as SeetherCord Games, so if you want to go check that out, there will be a link in the description to the channel, so please go and check that out and watch it. So that has been this episode of SeetherTalks for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button to really help out my channel, as well as subscribing if you have not already to help out my channel further as well. So thank you all so much for watching again. My name has been SeetherCord, and I'll see you guys next time, so goodbye everyone.